Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hong Kong Talent Engage Global Online Career Fair. I'm your host for this section. So, in the next 30 minutes, we'll deep dive into the fintech landscape in Hong Kong and how does it matter with you for your career development. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Well, career decision is a big decision, especially when you are looking into a new location. So there is no one size fits all answer. But good news is we are very open to talk about what we are, and then hopefully that will help you to make the call when you are ready. A bit about Carrie, myself. I am working every day with all the industry leaders in the market, from fintech to business sectors like banking, financial services, insurance, also like manufacturing, elderly services, education. So all these players, they are actually breathing and living with me in Hong Kong. So as frontline practitioner, innovation catalyst, and insightful observer, I wish I'm going to tell you something I observed as a matter of fact, as well as trends and opportunities that will help you to understand the landscape here in Hong Kong much better than just reading or surfing on the website. So the topics will go through about not just the landscape, but also how you start your career in Hong Kong and why Hong Kong is so unique, unlike any other countries or cities, and our future outlook that could potentially make you more successful. In the last 30 years, I've been through many different industries because I've been using media technology to empower all different industry for their accelerated growth. From startup to IPOs, from IPOs to mergers and acquisitions, trade selling company and listed companies in Australia get merged. Wow. So this experience helped me to really understand what fintech potentially will be adding values to all various industries, including, real estate, e-commerce, AI, Web3, as well as telecom, sports and entertainment, because payment is always the one of the key instrumental gateway that can help us to accelerate the payment collection efficiency so that business cash flow could be very sufficient and effective. And because of all this experience, I'm very lucky to be interviewed by various different media on my humble career development stories. So from the media in the West, like Bloomberg, CNBC, BBC, to the media in the East, like 财新, 第一财经, 今日头条. So all this has been covering my stories in terms of data insight and how these numbers narrate the values and how these values be influencing all this media in covering us, as well as how tech edges can build wow impact together with us. So my experience doesn't just stay in Hong Kong, but actually I've been servicing for the MNC, which is covering all the Chinese buyers around the world. And with this experience, we understand how this digital footprints, user journeys, been able to help us build better fintech in Hong Kong as well as for the rest of the world. So why Hong Kong now? If you think about the policy, capital, talent, and location, this all coming as positive factors together. So it's not just my experience, but also if you talk to people, they are doing listing services. A lot of company has go public via Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And last year we reclaimed the number one position and it was 228 billion in the capital market that we've been raised in Hong Kong. And we have the stablecoin bills passed last year, August 1st. And this year, in April, we've just announced new license awarded to two major players. And not just that, we have approximately 150 billion announced by Hong Kong government early this year for the Northern Metropolis constructions, and we have 10 billion investment into tech fund for all various technology acceleration programs. And in terms of talents, we find that many new immigrants has been contributing to the GDP in Hong Kong that accumulate up to 34 billions. So with all these dynamics, you can see the trends and opportunities would not just stay in the banking financial services sector, which is approximately 1/5 of our total GDP contribution. That helps us to achieve approximately actually over 420 billion USD in Hong Kong. And if you are in this industry and this market, that said, you have more opportunities. Yes, AI may have some turbulence in our development. Having said that, if you look into AI is actually also empowering the fintech and digital finance development in Hong Kong. With the position of Hong Kong being named at third in the world and first in Asia Pacific, we are not just financially performing, but also ranked number one in terms of global fintech development. That said, we have a lot of positive factors that help us to keep the momentum of fintech innovation. And just last year, we have over 1,000 firms found in Hong Kong. So figures narrate the momentum behind, and not just the technology developments, which is helping us to stay more precise, effective, and efficient. We are actually also looking into innovation part. When we talk about innovation, if it is just technology excellence, it would not be able to help us to cope with all the regulatory and compliances requirements. And in Hong Kong, we are lucky enough to have a government which is very involved in fast tracking the development visions to not just now, but also for futures. So we are already using stablecoin as one of the vehicles for payment efficiency. And when many other countries are still talking, not yet walking. So what makes Hong Kong so unique? In Hong Kong, we have fintech vision, which is not just announced or developed by one department. It's actually a concerted effort. So if you look into MA, Hong Kong Monetary Authority, they have a 2030 vision for the fintech developments like the DAO. What is the DAO? Yes, this one. But that here means digital or data infrastructure, AI applications, also business resilience and financial tokenization, meaning real world tokenization is under this category as well. So this is not just the policy, but setting the tone, the direction for all industry leaders to come together and build something which is meaningful. And beyond just fintech, we have digital assets declaration and the AI comprehensive development strategies, which a lot of institutional financial bodies that confirmed they will be willing to adopt AI in their everyday business. So you need courageous to actually step in or march your way to get into the momentum. So What else make Hong Kong very unique? Multi-billion investment from the government side actually driving the growth. And beyond the northern metropolises, we have the tech fund and we have VC funds that been doing one-one matching, meaning if government invest or you invest, the government will bet on equal amount to make sure you have double your investment or capital size to achieve even more. Hong Kong is also one of the cities in the GBA, Greater Bay Areas. And in the Greater Bay Areas, we have policies like getting the nine cities together with the two special administrative districts, Hong Kong and Macau, to build our momentum for growth. And this momentum, including also global offshore RMB hub, and Hong Kong is definitely one of them. And moreover, if you look into the Bay Areas, I recall a few years back, we are still competing with Tokyo Bay, New York Bay, San Francisco Bay. But this year, actually, we've surpassed them in terms of the GDP contributions. We are now achieving 2.1 trillion USD, meaning by far we are surpassing Tokyo Bay, New York Bay, or San Francisco Bay. And more are coming. What else? We are actually helping these talents to build their career, meaning choose Hong Kong as the career destination for their future development. So not just academia, but also the talent support. So how to start your career here after all this information? Well, I would say I don't have the magic, but maybe these key development areas you can really ponder and consider. On one side, of course, AI and data science. I recalled when I have the what we called CIO summit last week. A lot of CIO have been coming together to discuss how the AI and data science in different data sovereignty could help. Especially Hong Kong is connecting not just GBA but also the world because we have MNCs been um, building Hong Kong as their headquarters or with subsidiaries in Hong Kong reporting to offshore headquarters. So AI data science definitely is one of the key areas. And then technology-wise, we have not just blockchain tokenization, but also Web3 and payment. And in our regions, we can see that we have GBA, which is three currencies, three regulatories, and also three laws, data laws, cyber security laws across China, Hong Kong, and Macau. And you can reimagine how sophisticated Hong Kong is if we can solve the problems in Hong Kong. Basically, you don't have any problems when connecting to the world. So global connection is actually well covered. And Hong Kong is also considered ourselves as super connector and super evaluators. And these are one of the key extra values that Hong Kong can proudly position or claim that we are ahead in terms of market development. We are ahead in terms of technology investment. We are also ahead in a lot of regulatory synergies. So how we can help ourselves to build a career which is transforming not just the industry we are in, fintech and digital futures, but also all this technology empowerment or business empowerment could empower other peripheral industry or vertical or horizontal industries like trade and logistics, retail and e-commerce, and other professional services like, we use a lot of legal services, accounting services. So with just one fintech and digital future areas, we can cross or go conglomerates integrate with other key industries. We've talked about the capital side, and then the capital investments from the governments are not just stationed with the institutional side, but also Cyberport and Hong Kong Science Park has been investing in the R&D center as well. So future outlook, how we can make ourselves more successful in Hong Kong. So if you look into the golden window, just now we've discussed, you can easily find an infinite future that is around technology, finance, as well as empowerment pillars like Web3. And you can look into payment solutions, innovations. One of my friends actually developed payment gateway, which is like integrating all the payment gateways as a hub so that engineers can use their platform to build connections with global payments. That helps to accelerate the payment settlements and reduce the transaction cost. Other than this, Red Tech is one of the key innovation in Hong Kong. We have a Cyberport support company going global as well. So in financial institutions, we have 97% of this industry has been using Red Tech. So Hong Kong is by far number one in the Red Tech area, not just in Hong Kong, but going global. Web3 Web3 is a very interesting area because you know what? In China, we cannot have any Web3 innovative business yet because the regulatory more focus on Web2 developments. And Web3 is like Hong Kong's privileges for us to really look into digital assets, even including crypto, other than just blockchain. And so we have a lot of opportunities to really deep dive into Web3 in terms of crypto investment, as well as real world tokenization, real world assets tokenization. And back to AI. So this is one of the key innovative area, and we have major leaders in the market with an average rate up to 38% of these players are willing to adopt AI with human in the loop and gradually reducing human decisions within a framework so that every bot or people in the position are confident in their own decision making or collaboration with the AI. So Hong Kong fintech job market, what are the opportunities in front of us? A diverse employer landscape, I have to say. So we have a lot of MNC, definitely, and we have a lot of SMEs, more enterprise, medium enterprises. And other than this, we have the investment vehicles like VC and PE firms. Startup is one of our key drivers as well. So these are all players in the market. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. How would you like to develop your own career? And that fits into your portfolio in terms of career development. And last but not the least, there's still huge gap in our job market. Yes, we heard that many graduates find difficulties in finding permanent jobs, but having said that, many of these companies are still recruiting. We see obvious mismatch in terms of mechanical works, every day repeating themselves in certain positions or areas that may face some difficulties. However, we also see huge gaps, particularly in terms of the AIs, data science, um, like the new innovative technologies. These are basically blank areas. So that explains why we have a lot of openings. still have a growth rate like 15% in our job market, but we still need to um, help everyone to transform into new functions and new roles to make sure we have global perspective, local intelligence. A bit about the pay scale, but this is just research data, so you can look into that. But in Hong Kong, you can easily find jobs with base and bonus. And bonus normally is the performance part from the company as well as yourself. And so we've been looking at similar positions in other countries so that you can benchmark how much you can potentially secure in building your career in Hong Kong. Having said that, I would always be and also be very honest with you that in Hong Kong we have high cost in terms of living as well as our spending in the everyday expenses. However, if you can look into the total package as well as balance your expenses, then maybe Hong Kong is still one of the most ideal destination for your career development. So last and not least, words of wisdom. Humbly, I would like to make sure you have these key takes away. As I've been mentoring a lot of global business in terms of the recruitment and also talking to a lot of university students, graduates, master graduates in their career planning. So always embrace global perspective. Building on your networking and guanxi will help us to get insider informations. Um, Particularly when you join events like moderating and then speaking, I always meet with brilliant minds. They are very special in terms of specific areas like the AI, blockchain, fintech, or they are experts in the financial and banking industry or in the red tech industry. So they have unique knowledge. I mean uniqueness in their knowledge and skill base. And also they're long-term investors, investing into their own self-growth, also in terms of pushing the industry on the boundaries, like stay compliances or be more innovative. So they talk to government, they do research, they do R&D survey to actually help us to reveal problems and finding solutions. So if you are someone like this, I think Hong Kong will really want to have you because yes, we have intense competition. Yes, we have fast pacing of change. However, we also go for, um, you know, always excelling ourselves in terms of achieving work-life balance. Having said that, again, I would also remark to you, yes, the living standard here is very high, and I got graduates in master staying in Hong Kong. Their starting salary point may not be as high, and yes, they are living in a mm, smaller, more compact apartments. Uh, However, they still find it very livable. Why? Because Hong Kong is a very small city. So in 1 hour, you can go to the beach and then you can also hike on the mountains and you can always stay in the CBD. So this is something about Hong Kong and our fintech and digital futures. I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, welcome to come to our booth. We have openings for new talents coming to Hong Kong as well. So welcome to talk to us. And we are very eager to meet with talents like yourself. Thank you and see you at the booth. Bye bye.